All right, I want to talk to you today about the fourth and final strategic initiative that businesses will employ in order to drive their business to be getting better and stronger in the industry. And that is an enterprise resource planning package. Now, customer relationships are handled with the CRM software, supply chain management with the SCM software, and business process reengineering is more of a process that helps you to adapt to, adopt other software or improve your processes. It doesn't actually have a piece of software that generally runs a business process reengineering initiative. So what we do want to talk about is the Enterprise Resource Planner. That is a software that does the rest of it. It is more the accounting side of the business. It'll start with the accounting as the core and has accounting as its driver of pretty much everything that happens. So let's take a dive into what it looks like here. So what you have in a company generally is these 6 basic departments. You'll have sales and marketing. Those two kind of go hand in hand. Marketing does the advertising for you. Sales is the function that actually contacts the customer, brings in sales. Accounting and finance are somewhat related. Accounting is the bean counter. It just takes care of managing all the transactional data, where finance will take and do the analysis. It'll track various things happening in the business, make sure expenses stay in line, manage the investments of the company, and manage all the assets that are acquired by the company. The other two pieces that are critically important is operations, which that manages the process of putting together all your widgets. In Boeing, the operations would be the actual building of the airplane or the spacecraft or the satellites or the military armament. It would be the actual transforming of either raw goods or piece parts into the final product. Then you have human resources. Now, human resources make sure that you've got the talent inside the doors to be able to do everything else. They hire the accountants, they hire the salespeople, the marketing folks, the finance people. They hire all the people and make sure that managers have the people they need in order to perform all the functions that they have in their various departments. So all of these are critical, but the challenge that comes with departments and functions like this is each function has its own special kind of data. The accounting people, for example, have the transactional data that's done when you buy a part, when you manufacture the part, when you sell the part. It has transactional data on buying all the pens and papers and pencils and computers and all of the stuff that goes on in a business when it comes to transactions. But the finance people need accounting data to do the analysis. In old days, before there was an enterprise resource planning software, which I'm going to talk about how it does it here in a moment, in the old days, you had to have the finance people go talk to accounting and get the data so that they could then analyze it. And every once in a while, you had an accounting person that got kind of, uppity about their data and giving it to you. And they would kind of put strings on it and say, well, what do you want to do with the data? And I'll do that for you. And then I'll give you the results instead of the transactional data. And a lot of the finance people would recoil at that because they needed to analyze things that they might not be able to tell the accounting people to analyze. They need to be able to see the raw data in order to do it. So there was always this rub. The operations people might not give information that the human resources people need, or sales and marketing don't talk well enough because marketing launches a campaign and then all of a sudden the sales department gets whacked on the side of the head because all of a sudden there's a huge campaign out there and they didn't know about it. All of these functional organizations have data that the rest of the enterprise needs to see and to work with. That's the whole point. And what an ERP system does is it begins to take all that data and put it into an enterprise or a cohesive whole so that the whole enterprise can see the data in the various places, from the various places that they need to analyze. So now it's impossible to manage geographically dispersed data unless you have a system for one. And an ERP system, especially for these new global corporations, pretty much has to be in place in order to have the corporation get access to information that comes from another country even. Like, for example, the Boeing company is a US company for sure, but we have operations in 27 different countries, the major ones of which are Germany, Italy, Britain, Japan. Okay. How do you get good, seamless information? Well, you're not going to put it in the mail to us. You're not going to send us a data file willy-nilly. You've got to be able to put it in a cohesive system that's interlinked over the internet, or data pipes that are purchased for the company to be able to send data back and forth and collate it. So investment in enterprise systems basically invest in an end-to-end process to bring all of the data together throughout the entire corporation, wherever geographically it is, or whatever function it's performed in. So the end result is it increases both profitability and productivity and gives you a competitive edge. Now, so here's the general sense as we wrap this up, that an enterprise resource planning software, the keyword is enterprise. Literally, it integrates all of the departments and functions throughout the entire organization, puts it all together in one system so it can be seamlessly analyzed so that the business can have a competitive edge for the whole enterprise and make strategic plans that are well informed based on all of the functions contributing data in real time. So here's another picture of how that really takes place. You see over here, the corporate data collects data from inventory, sales, customers, orders, employees, all the different departments are putting in their various unique pieces of data. They all are put into an ERP system that gives you regular sales reports, manufacturing reports, shipping reports, or whatever type of report that you need. Those reports are there so that managers can make strategic decisions on the next thing to do with the direction of the corporation for their particular piece of that corporation, all the way up to the C-suite that reports to the president of the corporation. If you like what you saw here, please hit that like button. Also, if you could please subscribe, it'll allow me to get some good videos out and more content for you. Thanks for joining.